Welcome to the Rebirthing Breathwork Summit, a free online event where you'll learn to integrate the power of conscious energy breathing to transform your mind, body, and spirit. Share this online event with your friends and family and join the conversation inside our Facebook group, Rebirthing Breathwork Summit. And now your host, Devendra Narayan.
Welcome everyone to the Global Rebirthing Breathwork Summit. This session is called The Meaning, Purpose, and Power of Natural Breathing. And our guest speaker is Arne Rantzen. After 5 years as a Tibetan Buddhist monk, Arne encountered breathwork in 1984 and has dedicated his life to practicing, coaching, and teaching breathwork internationally ever since. Arne is a certified rebirth trainer, loving relationships trainer, body harmony teacher, international seminar leadership program teacher, and founder of the Unlimited Bodywork system and the Unlimited Breath modality. Today, in recognition of our vital core, he has founded Natural Breathing and Creative Questions Approach and Creative Questions app. He's also the author of The Owner's Manual that details all there is to know about natural breathing. Welcome, Arne.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Arne, one considers breathing to be a natural process. We breathe consciously or unconsciously, and it's naturally occurring. So I'm curious to learn from you, as the title of your session captures, what is the meaning of natural breathing?
Yeah. Well, first you said that I have dedicated my life to breathwork. It's more like life has dedicated me to breathwork. It's like I'm looking back and wow, last 36 years is all I've been doing. But I didn't intend that to begin with. I did fall in love with breathwork though, so that I for myself, so I did everything for me, which included doing a lot of sessions, a lot of workshops, reading about it, thinking about it, getting my own experiences, and all that. So, but it was for me, and then it just extended that people around me say, hey. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. And now I've been doing this for all this time and internationally, and seen a lot of incredible healing coming there. The meaning of natural breathing is a really good question. Well, we have now many modalities of breathwork in the world, and they all have their purpose. They all have. So I want to preface this with that the different modalities, they have different goals. They want to reach certain results. Some people want to, get a daily practice, something to do every day, like a yoga practice or something. Other people want to feel better. Other people want to heal themselves. Other people want to feel more passionate or more creative. Other people want to clear out their psychological mis-self into and find more your subconsciousness and finding more connection with the truth, the divinity. So there are many ways, and the different modalities provides the different ways, but some modalities does not provide certain other ways. So when somebody starts breathwork, I think they first need to be aware of why are they doing it? What are they looking for? So once they recognize, I'm looking for it for this reason, then you investigate the different breathworks and you see which one will accomplish that. So I'm very unique, I don't know the right word, but I have a special focus on how I do it. My goal is to clear out my limited self, so I can reach more of my true self, which is health and happiness and well-being and all that. So that's my goal, and to do that, I have noticed that the premise that we come in to do breathwork with, the premise, I call it the premise. What is the intention? What is our belief as we're coming into what we are doing? So depending on the premise, they will have a huge different effect on the result. So one premise is to, I was thrown into this life with this malfunctioning breathing mechanism, and I'm putting on to this task that I didn't even know about, that now you have to fix and fix your breathing, because it's messed up, and it's gonna be messed up because you were put on this in this world like that. So now go ahead and take care of that. Find out some other techniques, some other functions, some other things that will fix your breathing. So but it's your job to do that. So there's a lot of people out there, then they get into the struggle of finding one technique or developing another technique, but it's never enough. It's always more and more and more. The other way that the premise could be is that I am put on this planet with a perfect life force. Life force created life. I cannot create life except sex, but I cannot create life as is. So the let me see here. So it's there is the premise of that we are perfect already, that this perfection doesn't need me to do anything, and all the attempts I do to do about it, I actually block it. So with natural breathing, my intention is to stop the stopping of perfection. It's not to create perfection. The premise is we are already perfect, and if we can just get out of the way and be the witness and enjoy what is, everything heals itself. Even if it gets messed up, it heals itself. But so that is the way I go with the premise, that I'm already perfect. I'm not here to create a perfect breathwork system. So with that, I go into observation. Okay, what can I base that on? Well, I can go with science. Science says that the breathing should be like this. You have the oxygen like this. You have the science of scuba divers. So you have the science of all kinds of science. But when it comes down to actual manifestation in real life, it is not applicable. So for me, the real science is what happens in real life. No matter what you call it, what happens with your breathing as you live your life. Just as an observation, not doing anything with it. Well, we were born, we didn't come with a manual how to breathe. We already knew it. It was already there. So somehow the breathing is already perfect from the beginning. And so this is the science I use, that observing that breathing, that is original. And it happens with us every day, all the time, if we pay attention. It's automatic. So then I was born, I was breathing, and then I got messed up. I got traumas, I got, I call it incomplete experiences. Something I'm holding on to, or I need, or I don't want, so I'm holding on to something incomplete. Or I get educated on how to do the breathing. Both of those two are not the natural breathing, and they leave me with subventilating. Subventilating is a problem because we're breathing less than we can, so we're living life to a minimal level of being. So then, but there is that part of the natural breathing that wants to self-correct. So it's always trying to come forth, and it succeeds when we get out of the way. Get out of the way means when I relax in the evening and I don't have to perform anything more, I mean, like whatever, then my breathing changes. Suddenly I start to sigh. Where did that come from? What's that? I didn't say, now I'm gonna sigh. No, it just came because my tension of dealing with my life, I need to, I should, I can't, all that tension, okay, nobody's here anymore, it's evening, I'm alone, I can do whatever. And then we relax back to, and the natural breathing takes place there. And it maybe it comes with a yawn, or we look at TV and we go, look at that TV. But in the daytime, we like behaving, you know. So the breathing changes that. But then again, for a little while, we can do that. But then in the morning, we wake up again, we have to behave. And then we get back into the controlling the breathing again. And trying with good intention to do it right. But that trying is actually backfiring. So trying to do the breathing, it's like in a swimming pool. You're swimming and there's a ball in front of you and you're trying to catch the ball. But as more you swim, it just goes further and further away. So it's only if you stop that the ball can start to flow to you, the wind brings it to you. But you have to stop your activity of trying to get them, which never happens, you know, until you give up. And you know, I've been working on this so long, I've been trying and trying, and finally I gave up, and bam, you know, I've been doing healing sessions for bodywork sessions for so many years, and I find that most of the healing happens at the end of the session when we say, okay, you know, we're done now. Then it happens because the intention of I need to do something here, that actually blocks it. You know, I cut myself, I bleed, I do nothing, the bleeding stops. I don't have to do it. Actually, the more I do, the longer it takes to heal. So I like to use nature, my real life as my mirror of what is actually going on. And I know there's a lot of scientific stuff and that are supposedly explained, but it's not happening in real life. So with the premise, that is my premise, that I'm already perfect. I am not here to create perfection. I'm here to get out of the way. And the way I do it with natural breathing is I build up some energy, and then I get out of that way, and that energy will do the work. So this natural breathing, you know, the other thing of the meaning of natural breathing, how can I say it's natural? Well, it happens, but it happens in many situations in life. For example, if I'm running, I cannot run or jog with the breathing I have now. You know, you go, and the breathing changes. I don't have an option. You can never see a person having an emotion without their breathing changing. You can never see a person laughing, sighing, yawning, having sex, exerting themselves, falling asleep. Those are all occasions where the breathing changes and we cannot do anything about it. It will change. We cannot stop the change. That's why I call it natural. So it happens in many times. Taking all the situations I just mentioned now and many more, they have some characteristics that are the same, all of them. And that, looking at what those characteristics are, I mean, it's undeniable fact to me. You know, you cannot laugh with your mouth closed. You cannot yawn with breathing through your nose. You cannot have emotions through your nose, breathing through your nose. You cannot jog, breathing through your nose. You just can't. Well, you know, the nose is so good, it warms up the air, it cleans this and all the science about it, but it doesn't happen in real life. So I'm more on that side. Okay, what happens in real life? Well, this is one thing that happens. For example, and I'm gonna go through I call it the 5 breathing basics, where the 5 characteristics of the breathing that seems to be there every time we get out of the way, every time we're happy, every time we're free, every time we don't have to try to do something, then it's there. So wow, that's really so since that is there, then you know, it comes to my mind over the years, understanding the work deeper, but from an experiential point of view, yet logical. I think it's extremely logical. So you wake up in the morning, you breathe, but you breathe not your natural breathing. Natural breathing happens in a breathing session. Suddenly you feel like, wow, I'm not doing anything, and I'm just watching my breath is go completely effortless. Like you become a witness, and it's bam, really strong. It's been called a breath release. So the breath release is something that happens not by my doing. So the accessing that natural breathing in the morning, it doesn't happen, or when we're stuck, it doesn't happen because I'm busy trying to make it. I'm trying to make it instead of being taken with it. So that trying to make it is, but then there is the quality of natural breathing who wants me to surrender. But then there is another aspect of me where, no, you're not going to surrender. So there is a little a conflict there. But the natural breathing will not fight. So it kind of sits in the background until there is no more fighting, and there it is. So the fighting is what I call the breathing control system. The breathing control system is, if you look at it in your real life, there is something that is making me breathe different when I jog. What is that something? There's something that makes me breathe different when I have an emotion. There, or stop having an emotion. There is something there that controls what's going on, and that level of control depends on how much traumas or incomplete experiences and mislearning we have. But in general, it controls it pretty much, and the natural breathing want to heal us, but this other control system is monitoring for us to not contact that subventilating, to not contact that trauma, to not mess with what already is. It almost like it's saying, what is now is working. Let's not mess with it. If you mess with it, you don't know what's going to happen. Let's stay with status quo. So I have a job. My job is, my name is Breathing Control System. And I'm going to monitor you all the time where your energy level is. Your energy level of how much energy are you taking in through breathing and through awareness. How much energy do you use up through moving, through being unconscious, or through control? thinking. I'm gonna go not forget to buy the milk after this here now. So now I'm thinking that uses up energy. So there is always, on every inhale I take, the breathing control system compares that with how much am I using up? And it always need to end up with equal. The way you take in, it should be equal to the way you take out, and then you stay in status quo. So, but if you start jogging, then the breathing security system, a control system says, whoa, you're using up more energy. Okay, you need to add more energy to become equal. So now you need to breathe more, you know, or you meditate and you breathing quiets down. Well, then your mind quiets down. Then your breathing quiets down. There's always, it forces you to breathe more. Or if you start to breathe now, we're gonna do a practice later, but if you start to breathe now, natural breathing, you're gonna get more energy. The breathing control system will force you to get rid of the energy. It will start to make you move around a little bit. I have so much energy here, you know, I gotta get rid of the energy. I'm gonna punch somebody. I don't know what to do with all this energy. So it forces us to act to get rid of the energy. So from a natural breathing point of view, our job, or from my point of view, our job is to break the breathing control system. What happens when we break that, we will end up with more energy than we normally have, more spirit, more life force. Okay, well, so now I'm ending up with more life force than I usually have. Where is it gonna go? I mean, I'm already full. I have an irrigation system. All the pipes and the water are flowing, except there is a section over there that's broken. But so the water is flowing, and now suddenly those pipes over there, they're clogged, got some mud in them. You know? So now I'm getting more energy in my body, and get more pressure on my irrigation system, and it will. This part is already filled up, but that one over there is start to push on the mud, and it has to go somewhere, you know. So it start to go there, and it opens up what I call the subconsciousness. Opens up more flow, more happiness, more health, well-being, abundance. It opens up my meeting more of my true self. So breaking the breathing security system or control system is our task, and it can easily be done with the understanding like this.
So there was so much information that was already packed in your answer there. And I love what you said about just getting out of the way. Like natural breathing is all about undoing or getting out of the way, let the breath take it over. And when you talked about sighing and yawning, I couldn't help notice the animal kingdom, because they do it so free. Like you see cats and dogs, and they do it so freely and so luxuriously with no hesitation to yawn. And here we are, if you're sitting in a corporate boardroom or meeting room, you dare not yawn in someone's presentation.
I am so grateful when my students and clients yawn, you know. Like,
yes,
they're opening up.
So Arne, I would want you to go into a little bit more detail, because I think our audience is going to benefit tremendously by learning about the breathing control system. So you can choose between whether you want to share the 5 breathing basics before, or you shared a few terms which I would like some clarity around. You said sub-ventilating, and you said breathing control system. Maybe you can share a little bit more on that?
Yeah. I have some pictures here, if I can show that. This is how I see that. Yeah, this is my idea of natural breathing. We are being infused with breath all the time. Life is, something is breathing life into us, and it's creating life. and it's free. It's a, it's a, well, we don't have much option, so we might as well just relax into it. And then let's see. And this is a breathing control system. The natural breaks the chain of the subventricle. If you inhale more than you are inclined to, if you don't move when you almost feel like you have to move because you're gonna freak out, you're gonna have so much energy, you're gonna explode. If you don't move, that will break on the breath itself, on the chest itself, but also on your whole being. And the subventilating will be erased, will be undone. And so we can start to get back to life again. That is more the picture of the control system here. Let's see here. So yeah, then the five. So when I say the natural breathing and those situations that I mentioned before, like yawning or jogging or emotions and so on and so on, I have found that there are 5 characteristics that exist in all of those situations. They're always there. And the first one is you have nothing if you're not aware. If you're not aware, there is nothing. Arne told me that I did really well. Like, you have to be aware for you to get the benefit of it. We have to be aware of ourselves, of just being awareness. Awareness, it does not mean I'm aware of you. It's not something I see. It's not something I hear. It's an experience. So the difference between a concept and an experience is the awareness. A camera can take pictures, but only a human can actually put an experience into the picture. So awareness into the breathing, into being, into your emotion. You have an emotion, I don't like this, then you're not aware. Then you're acting out, but you're thinking. So you're using up the energy. I'm angry, I was so angry, I'm gonna punch. Well, I'm not aware. I am. I can say I'm aware of you that I'm angry with, but I'm not aware of the experience. So being aware of the experience is a foundation for breathwork, for life, and for natural breathing. And the second one, if you here you see breathe into your chest. Well, there's a lot of many opinions about that, but nobody can yawn, sigh, have an emotion, jog. You cannot jog breathing in your belly. You cannot laugh breathing in your belly. So every time we relax, the breathing gets into opening up the chest. And the mislearning we have is we learn to be numbed out people in business society, so to say, in the world today. I don't like what you say, or I need you to, all these concepts, but they are all closed off my chest. Or extreme examples, I'm totally not engaged in my life. Chest breathing is being engaged. Well, if you have a big belly, pot belly, beer belly, you're not engaging. You're observing life. You're not engaging in it. So chest breathing is necessary for charisma, for being out there in life. Well, and I can understand that it's not popular to do chest breathing because you feel more. You're gonna be more alive. When you're more alive, you're gonna address your world in a more engaging way. Like, well, I have to say this. I don't agree with it. If you do chest breathing, you cannot say, I'm not gonna say anything. You just have to say it. You become like a child. You become expressive innocently. No, that's not how what I think. But innocently. But if you shut your mouth, so to say, and you start to breathe in your belly, then you're not uh, the inspiration that you're supposed to be acting out into life. And that goes in against a lot of science. And singers, for example, well, they have a different purpose. So I'm not gonna talk about that. But if you're looking for breath work for enhancing your life, uh, uh, then chest breathing is necessary. It goes in here. Also, uh, when you breathe into the chest and you really do it, it's actually a joyful experience. It's pleasure. It's like, wow, that feels so good to breathe into the chest. It feels so freeing. And then now I'm hypothesizing that the Eastern traditions, they talk a lot about heart chakra and so on. I try not to get into too much science, but maybe that's what they're talking about. That joy that I feel right in here when I breathe in here. So, and it comes when it's moving. So the chest needs to be fully, and it happens. I don't know if I said it. When you're laughing, when you're jogging, when you're falling asleep, you breathe into your chest, and so on. Now, breathing fully, number 3. To be aware, breathe into your chest, breathe fully. Breathe fully means you breathe more than you're inclined to. So when breathe more than you usually do. So here I'm sitting, and then I'm relaxing, and I get a little tired. My breathing capacity, my lungs are filling up so much more than I usually do. The lungs are the biggest organs in the body, and we have 2 of them. But we barely use them. So why do we have them if we're not supposed to be using them? So we are supposed to be using them, and they are located in the chest. If I'm supposed to be breathing with my belly, my lungs should have been in my belly. I mean, just in my understanding of it, it does. You can't even get air from here to your belly without going through your chest. It has to. I'm not saying not to breathe in the belly, but it has to start in the chest. Expand the chest and then expand to the rest of the body, and more than you normally do. And then, like jogging. Jogging is actually perfect natural breathing, except for number 5. But it breathes continuously. Emotions. It's continuous breathing. It's not, I'm having an emotion now. No, then the emotion stops. So you have to get that, keep that going. It's there. It happens in life. Now with yawning, each of these characteristics here are missing. When you're yawning, you might be aware, you breathe into your chest, you breathe slowly, but you don't breathe continuously. You do jogging, you can be aware, you can breathe in your chest, breathe fully, breathe continuously, but you're not relaxed. Relaxed means you don't move, you don't use up the energy, you don't think. You fall asleep. You breathe into your chest, you breathe fully, you breathe continuously, you relax, but you're not aware. So you need to have all these 5 together, and when you have, miracles happen. It's absolutely incredible, the power that exists right in that. Okay, how do I get out of here?
And Arne, what about the breathing control system?
What about it?
So what is it? And when you said something about breaking the breathing control system. So
yeah.
Could you explain a little bit more? What do you mean by breathing control system? What
Yeah.
happens when we are within the realm of the breathing control system, and what exploration can one go into once they go beyond the limitations?
So the breathing control system doesn't exist in natural breathing. It doesn't exist from the beginning. It starts to exist when we have our first incomplete experience. Something happens, a trauma happens, or I need, I'm angry at my parents for not giving me candy. There's something stops, something I'm holding back. Either I do it unconsciously, I have an accident, the breath is knocked out of me. I went unconscious, I went into a coma, or, there was a split second that I lost it. I blacked out and then I came back. That blackout is creating the subconsciousness. It also happens in mislearning. You have to do it like this. If you don't do it, so we can be forcefully engaging the breathing control system. But the easy way to explain it is when I have a trauma, I'm experiencing something that is so bad, in my opinion, that I black out. I can't deal with it. So I take it and I store it for later time when I'm more able to deal with it. Now, I need to keep it here, because if that suddenly starts to come out when I'm in any situation, you have a blackout, and I remember being traumatized and I'm driving the car, it might not be the right time to address that, So I need to control it, and that is the breathing control system. And what it does, it making sure you don't touch the memory. And it needs to keep you in status quo. And so it's fabricated, it's a defense. It was good in the beginning. It's not good anymore, but it was good. So, and it kind of lies to us. Oh man, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Breathing a little less is fine, which is not true, because over time, if you subventilate, sicknesses start to happen, diseases start to happen, unhappiness, poverty, and all of these things builds up over time if we don't bring back, release the subventilation, go back to normal breathing. Now, normal breathing, natural breathing, is not something we have to study and practice every day. I have a reason for my subconsciousness, which is my trauma, my incomplete experience. I stored away. I fabricated the breathing control system to protect me from it. Now, I want to experience more life. Well, then I have to let that go. I cannot keep having that. So at some point, I need to let go of the control and trust that the experience I had in the past that I couldn't handle, today I'm a grown-up. I'm not in that same place. The circumstances are not here. I can see it more objectively. I can bring it forth, or I bring it forth a little bit, and then I put it back again, and I bring it forth again, and slowly I start to not be so traumatized by that. We actually, the owner's manual I have, it takes you through 6 challenges that happens on the path to transformation, to returning back. And they are not the techniques in themselves, but they are stuff that happens on the way that makes us not succeed. I have a picture here I'd like to share about that. See if I can do that. We'll go back to this one. So this is, the house down there at the bottom, that's the trauma. And then people come and they say, hey, I want to heal myself. I want to free myself. I know there's better life for me. I am going to go. And I found a way. I found somebody or something that is, it feels so much better. The trauma that I had, it seems like it doesn't bother me anymore. So I'm very happy. I'm driving up that mountain, new road. And then I come around the road, around the mountain, and I come back to seeing the trauma again. And this is where most people fail. They go, oh shit, it didn't work. And they start to back down the mountain again to find another mountain. But what they are missing is, yes, you will see the trauma again, but you're further away from it. It will stay shorter time. It will not be so intense. So if you really take a look at it, yeah, it's true. It's just, you don't have to do anything at that place, but don't back down. Just stop and wait. Oh yeah, now I get it. And then you go up the mountain again, and then you see the trauma again. And you go, oh, he fooled me. He said that this will be gone. I came to you for sessions to have this gone. Well, it doesn't work like that. It will never be gone because you're holding on to it. So you will see it again, but you will see it less and less. And at the top is where you're free. At the top, you no longer need to get rid of it. Then it will be gone. This is the challenge we all have to go through, to not buy, but to look more from a distance. Is this working or not? And you will never be able to get rid of the trauma getting rid of it because you're holding on to it. Take this one. Well, you're holding it. So, many people have, I was so angry with my parents, but now I love them. Yeah, but nothing changed from the past. They still did what they did, and you did what they did. So it's all that. You just don't have a charge on it anymore. Yeah, we all make mistakes. It's okay. And I really love them. In my case, my parents, when I did this process, there was 5 things I was really angry with them about. So to the extent that I ran away from home. One was they didn't take me to the Beatles concert. I was 15 years old. I was mad at them for not doing that. And then I started breathwork, and I saw how ridiculous that was. So then I dropped it, and what I found was more love. Love was there instead. Let me see here. Do you want me to talk about?
So no, Arne, I think that the information that you shared, this picture, that is amazing, and how insightful that is. That yes, that event happened in your life, and you would hate to revisit it, but the only way through it is to go through, revisit, and then get those blocked energies away from you. The simplest example that I can think of is every morning stepping into a cold shower. Yeah. I hate that. Yeah. But I have to go through that for the experience of it, so that I can train my body and mind.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
That's not a trauma. I'm talking about something that's traumatized from the past. You're talking about traumatizing yourself. That I don't, maybe precious.
But there's also something to say about training yourself. Training yourself with these small daily routines that people do.
We're back to the premise. Are we messed up and we need to train ourselves and fix ourselves because we are really fucked? Put here on planet Earth, take shit, fix it. No, it's not like that, in my opinion. But yeah, that I have to train myself. That then must come from that. I'm faulty, so I need to train myself.
So Arne, at this point, I would love for you to share with our global audience a little breath practice. Tell us what it's going to be, and please lead us into that practice.
Yeah. So I call it a breathing snack because there are 2 ways to do natural breathing. One is, or breathwork, let's say natural breathing. One is to do a full session where your intention is to undo the subconsciousness and clean up your pipes or the irrigation system of your prana, and recover and recognize your true self. In order to do that, natural breathing will do that. but it's a full process. It's like an hour and a half of breathing, and you don't want to do that on your own, especially if you're not practiced and you know what's going to happen. But even if you know it myself, I don't do it on. I could do it, but I will not have the results doing it on myself. I need to build up more energy, and then and get out of the way at the same time as I monitor if I'm breathing well, and doing the 5 breathing basics and surrendering. I can't do it all. I either surrender and I don't control anything, or I control but then I don't surrender. So we need an expert beside to jump off the mountain first. You come with me, here we go. They will direct us. So that is the preferred way of doing natural breathing. That will heal so much. Now that there is other situations where I'm just drowsy, tired, or I don't feel so healthy. I need a power boost. I want to energize myself a little bit. Then I can do the natural breathing, but only for a short time. Not for the purpose of cleaning up the subconsciousness, but just to energize and wake up myself. And that, so it's a different purpose. And we're gonna do the latter now. We're gonna do the breathing snack. The one thing with the breathing snack, if you do it on your own, and you have if you do it on your own, you have to stop as I'm explaining here. If you don't do that, you might find yourself in an awkward situation. So with the breathing snack, you breathe, you get the initial energy up in your body. You will start to feel something new. You will start to feel energized. People say you feel, we call it tingling. When it's the same sensation like when the foot is falling asleep. That sensation. So my foot is falling asleep. How do you know? I can feel it. It's like tingling. But that's a misconception. No, if your foot was falling asleep, you would experience it less and less. But the truth is, you're experiencing more and more. So you're actually becoming more alive. So with the natural breathing, most breath work, I think, makes you that more alive. And so once you feel that aliveness, don't go any further, because if you do further, you might find yourself in like freaking out. If you don't have proper education first. So I want to say that. So the breathing snack is really the 5 breathing basics. So I'm going to be aware of my breathing. I'm going to show it first, and then we do it together. I'm going to be aware of my breathing. I'm going to be aware of breathing into my chest. And I'm not going to do a little birdie breathing. Not like that. And I'm not going to do fish breathing. Fish breathes like that. And some people, the breathing control system tries all kinds of techniques to get you to not retain the energy. So you're gonna breathe through the mouth. Open your mouth a little bit more than you used to, and just let the air come in without. You don't need any sound on the breathing. It's possible to breathe, all the time you're breathing without making sound, but the breathing control system comes in on the side and try to get you to not do it. So I'm just helping you not to fall into that trap. So you're aware, you breathe into your chest, you breathe fully. Fully means you breathe more than you want. You can notice it. This is what I can breathe without having any change. Nothing happens. It can look like much, but nothing actually happens. I will not take in more than I'm using up. So I take in. You can even feel a gap. We'll talk about the breathing threshold later on, but you go to that gap and you go beyond it. So quality breathing, not quantity breathing, quality breathing and continuous breathing. Not like this. That's not circular breathing, connected breathing. So we're going to, and then you don't want to, you want to relax. Number 5, you don't want to go, that is not relaxed, right? No, that doesn't happen except for from our mind. So it will be looking like this. With the awareness. And if you do it the way I'm doing it now, wait a second. Wait a second. If you do it the way I do it now, within 20 seconds, you start to do, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here?
I can feel it, yes.
Yes, if you do it, the success is so quick. If we don't do the manipulation, it never goes anywhere. But if we just do that, be aware, just these 5 things, extremely simple, happens all the time. And then if you feel like you're a little dizzy, you could lay down. That's okay too. Excuse me. Got a little excited. Okay, so now I suggest we do it together. It will be about 30 seconds, and then we just leave it and we just observe what happens. Okay, and it would probably be good for you if you follow exactly what I'm doing. Follow, even maybe later you won't follow it like that, but for now, follow my rhythm and my tempo and my depth. And then it will guarantee that you will have some good experience. Okay, so I will start and then you can pick it up and follow in here. Really feel like you're pushing against little elasticity up in the chest. You feel like you're stretching it. Now go a little deeper. If you don't feel a lot of tingling, a little dizzy, feeling some energy in your body, some cold, some warm, go a little deeper. Go deeper on the inhale. Okay, so let's do it a few 10 more seconds. Open your mouth. Open your mouth more. And now just let it be for a second and just go into your awareness and notice what you experience. Do nothing more, just observe. You will experience more if your mouth is open. You observe what you are noticing. Do you notice anything different than before? Do you feel more awake, more at ease, more bright, more lightheaded, dry lips, dry throat? What's your experience, Devendra?
So I can feel my toes have gone cold, and I can feel tingling sensation on the soles of my feet. I'm standing, by the way, so I can feel very much aware of the cold tips of my toes right now.
Uh-huh. So you became more aware. You became more aware of your experience, because I'm sure the floor didn't suddenly get cold. No.
That's right. So this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Arne. That's for all the insight, your wisdom, and your natural breathing method, and walking us through your unique outlook of how breathing should be. If people want to know more about you and your work, where can they know about? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah. Yes, two things. I have a lot to say. Okay.
Please do share.
One thing we didn't touch, and that's extremely important, that the breathing only gives you power, but it doesn't direct your life. Your will directs your life. Your will equals, in this case, your thinking. So you have to be aware of your thinking too, and that's I do great a different angle of how that really works than is normally known in the world on the website called creativequestions.com. There you will find the foundation for affirmations and how to empower the affirmations, and which is the kind of work we do here in Breathwork. The other one is obviously naturalbreathing.com. There's a lot of tools and more information in there, so you can. And there as well, if it's possible that you can ask for a free exploration session with me, to a little coaching, and see if this is something you want to know more about, or if you have some specific questions, you can connect me on there through chat, and if I'm available, I will respond to you right there and then.
So naturalbreathing.com and creativequestions.com.
Yes.
Arne, again, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your time. I do really appreciate you spending time on this summit. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and it was my pleasure too. And hello, everybody. Hope to see you around.
Thank you, Arne. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining the Rebirthing Breathwork Summit, brought to you by Cultivate Prana. To learn more, visit cultivateprana.com or rebirthingbreathworksummit.com.